It's like, when you're at a meeting and you've had a lot of fiber or bran for breakfast and you're like clenching up your ass muscles.
I wanna shake it, you wanna pop it, you wanna break it.
You're holding in this unhealthy amount of sulfur gas. Imagine Mary has a telescope from heaven to your body, your soul. Uh, she could simply be right below you, too. Like I said, look low instead of high. What I'm trying to say is she knows what's wrong with your body, your psyche, and she understands completely what's required for your healing. To her, it's quite simple and clear what you need. Like you know what you need when you're stuck in that meeting with a bad case of gas. You need everyone in the room to have no sense of smell and be deaf. Um, or you need to be, sitting at the back of the room and make this easy, undetectable escape to the toilet. Now that may not be possible in that situation at work or in a meeting, but psychologically and spiritually, you can get out of feeling stuck in an environment that you feel imprisons you psychologically or disturbs you or oppresses you, causes you to be fake or to not relate or communicate well. Este says that Mary can see and know and help what is not obvious in common everyday light. She will mend you at a level that is beyond the mundane. Mary is a bridge between two worlds of waking consciousness and dreaming consciousness. She is a citizen of both of these nations. One nation is very outwardly oriented and extroverted, and you and the people close to you in your life probably know all about that and what pill to give you and what form of therapy is good for that. But the other nation that Mary belongs to is more revealing of the interior psyche, the deeper roots of the matter, the actual basis for healing. Black Madonna is aware of those hardships that occur to us from a dark place of unknowing and ignorance and unconsciousness and even innocence. Black Madonna encourages us to see from, to grasp the greater picture from this wide-eyed view that doesn't just see from the ego alone. She heals you right down to your very bones. Without a deep spiritual component and authentically powerful role models in our lives, we get glued to watching bad TV, having light conversation, doing mundane tasks that we sometimes have to do, living poor relationships that we don't have to do, and getting involved in gossip and or 101 things petty. Truth is absorbed in another dimension. We don't live according to the very individual codes engraved in our souls. Sometimes we do just the opposite of that in most areas of our existence with all of our multitasking and, I've got to be here before I'm there kind of lifestyle. And then, everything is just touched on the surface. We go to the doctors with our depression and anxiety and get a pill, often so we can hang on to our usual routine without hanging ourselves or slitting our wrists. Now, I'm not knocking the pills, by the way. They can be good. But without doing as Mary did, letting die what must die, and live what must live, we are almost allowing our souls to be evaporated in the fire, vaporized into another dimension for now, till next week, till next year. Then I'll change things. Some things in our lives gotta go. You know what and who they are. If there's a who, I don't know. Some things in our lives must live. We must live according to our grain. Our bones don't lie. Our bones don't burn very easily. Pay attention to your psyche and the very good things that come from it. Look for Mother Mary hidden in the guise of a very good person you meet, who came to you at the suspiciously right moment in time. Maybe just for a moment. Look for her in your sudden awarenesses, she says, your inner knowings. Mary shows up with the spiritual muscle, the music, the nourishment, the difficult insight into, the brilliant thought, the sudden doorway to new attitude, the exact encouraging word needed. Estes will persuade you that you don't have to be in some exotic or sacred location to experience Mother Mary. She can be found on Main and Hastings, in the Jiffy John, or on that arrow going through your heart, in addition to the bastard that put it there in the first place. Mary was there sending her love to Jesus, right through the nails in his cross. Pay attention to your psyche and the very important things that come from it, or else. Oh, caught in a bad romance. I wanna roll with him, a hard pair we will be. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's love, if it's not rough, it isn't fun. Oh, 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 oh. I want your ugly, I want your disease. I want your everything as long as it's free. I want your love. Can't read my, no, he can't read my poker face. According to Estes, this world is heart-stopping in horror, as well as breathtaking in beauty, but it's scraped down to the bone by those who leak scorn with soul-sick pride. We gotta be tough, give tough love, boot camp, booty camp, girls with big boobs, big butts, and big attitudes, or small boobs, small butts, but big attitudes. Gotta be cool, gotta be cool. It's so important to be cool. Yeah, think positive, create a visualization through the big fat ego. It's gonna happen exactly the way you plan. Just do it, you the man. Every other person on the street is dying now in the Middle East, but let's make a zombie movie, another one. Best special effects ever this time. We've got looks and connections. Pinkola asks us to think about what it would be like if we wore our softness on the outside and our toughness on the inside, rather than vice versa, as we usually do. Mary is known to be full of compassion and love, kindness, friendliness, and understanding. At the same time, she's not seen as tame, not whatsoever. She's a force to be reckoned with, but not through manipulation or plotting. The ego is also a force to be reckoned with, but it is full of manipulation and plotting. And we know it. It doesn't feel good. Ego is about toughness on the outside. Let everyone see how cool I am, how with it I am, how hard I work, how great of a parent I am, and softness on the inside. Don't let them see me needy or lazy or dopey or grumpy or whiny or bashful or sneezy. We think that if we allow our lack of knowing to show, our weaknesses of the body to show, that if we reveal our moodiness or our selfishness, our own lack of confidence, that we might lose friends, or we might lose position, power. We might lose it altogether. But that's living like this. It's a very constipated way to live. We don't want to have emotional diarrhea either. You know what that can look like and feel like. But we do want to be regular. Softness on the outside, toughness on the inside. Like Mary, the Black Madonna. Burned, burned, burned again, not really burned. Toughness. We must know or figure out our destiny, our gifts, the gifts we have to give to the world. Toughness. Get acquainted with our loved ones' destinies and gifts, the people we meet in our path, friends and acquaintances. Get interested in their gifts. Softness. Know our vulnerabilities and weaknesses. Go with them. Don't fight them. We mustn't work so hard to hide them anyways. Accept. We move along the path, as did Mary, that we seem to be forced to follow at times. Softness and toughness. Estes writes that we can be finished with the ways of the world, finished with those who want to diminish us, finished with those substances that try to steal our souls, finished with relationships and works that try to make us smaller rather than expansive. Think about that one. Really think about that one. It's a good one. Relationships and works that try to make us smaller rather than bigger, expansive. We can be finished with all these things, but where would one start in order to be finished with her? To be done with needing a blessing mother to hold her hands over our lives. When are we done with that? Never. Oh, thinking about all our younger years, there was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. Now nothing can take you away from me. We've been down that road before, but that's over now. You keep me coming back for more. Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. And love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven. Oh, once in your life you find someone who will turn your world around, bring you up when you're feeling down. Yeah, nothing can change what you mean to me. Oh, there's lots that I could say, but just hold me now, 'cause our love will light the way. And baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. And love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven. Heaven, oh.